Welcome to the 365 Message Center Show. This is episode 356, and this week we're covering a couple. There's one double whammy. We need to put together a couple of messages: Copilot saving prompts in BizChat and Copilot Lab, and then being able to share them with other people. So we'll take a look at that. Our second highlight will be definitely looking at this new streamlined chat and channels experience. We will be addressing that quickly in this episode, but we'll also have a deep dive that you can click off to and hear more of our thoughts. And lastly, Loop is going to deliver sensitivity labels at the container level, workspace level. That's great. This is episode 356. Let's go.
Where are we going? Where are we going?
We're going the episode,
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Going back in time. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Really glad you're here. We had a really great message sorting show, live show. And we'd love for you to join us in that show. So make sure go to YouTube, subscribe, and hit that. When you do the bell, you can say all, and I'll let you know when we go live, and you can join us. We'd love to have you in a great conversation. Thank you for those that joined in on that as well. To decide, there were some decisions made, not by us, by the people who showed up and told us, yes, you have to cover that, and no, you don't. So thank you for those that did, and we'd love for you all to join us every week when we do that. This week, we do have quite a few messages. You talked about the double whammy. Yeah. I'm looking forward to talking about that. But hit us up on socials, everybody, at 365MCS on all the socials that matter. And we have a special request, right, Darrell, for everybody to engage with us.
Oh, well, that was related to our message sorting. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I haven't forgotten. I was just making sure, because I always have different special requests.
Well,
like I want 1,000 brown M&Ms in a glass jar, or I'm not going to go on stage. But aside from that, forget the Bengal tiger. The request is that if you have a message that has impacted you during the week and you want to talk about it, share it. Share it in the comments below. Tweet about it or zeet about it. I don't know how to say that now.
Post.
I'm not even there anymore. Thread about it, LinkedIn about it, whatever. Just put it on the socials and say, at 365MCS, this message. You've got to cover this. This is quite impactful, and here's how I feel about it. This is what I think about it.
Yeah. I think it would be great for us to have those conversations and to understand where you're coming from. What is going on with you and your organization? How are you being impacted? And sometimes we cover what you're impacted, what impacts you, but maybe not. And so we'd love to hear from you. So hit us up. And also we'd love to amplify you and have the community engage as well to help each other. So I think that would be awesome. What I think would be awesome is for us to start looking at some messages. Maybe.
Yeah, do that. Hang on, I've got to come up with some kind of clever segue here for you.
I'll wait.
So, no, I think I'm stuck for this. So I might write a prompt for it, and I might need to reuse it at some point.
Every
so
week.
I think I'll save it somewhere.
Multiple times every week. Microsoft 365 Copilot. Save prompts in BizChat, and Microsoft Copilot Lab, MC920294. We have a sister message to this as well. I'll cover that in just a second. So we are going to get the new capability in BizChat. So what is BizChat? It is that experience where we're engaging with Copilot in that chat experience, when you're looking at it from whether you're, in office.com or Microsoft365.com, whatever it is now. And you're talking to Copilot, right? You create a prompt, you get what you want, and you're like, ooh, that was a great prompt. It got me what I wanted, and I kind of want to reuse it. I want to, be able to remember that prompt and reuse it. Well, you're going to be able to. So from within the experience above your chat, your prompt, you will be able to select, and it looks like a little bookmark, at least in the screenshots, a little bookmark, and click that, and it will save your prompt where? In Copilot Lab. So you'll be able to go into Copilot Lab and see all of those prompts that you have saved, and so you can reuse them. And, think of this as you create a great prompt. Maybe one that's used a lot as an example is, summarize my emails over the weekend and give me the to-dos, or send me, one I really like about email is send me, summarize my emails this past week, and give me all of the to-dos, and then make sure and then I look at the list and make sure I did them all before I close my computer on Friday. But, you come up with these prompts that actually work, and you're like, oh, I want to use that every day, or every week, or maybe every month, or whatever. You'll be able to save those now for quick access and easy access to get to it. I think one thing that we're a little confused on, Darrell, about this is this just your prompts, or is this prompts that Microsoft is going to throw in there? Now, the reason why we asked that, one reason why we asked that is the screenshot. The screenshot shows where you've saved them. Well, it has some, which is actually the same one repeated 4 times on there, but it has one that's been bookmarked, and it has the Microsoft's logo there. So is that Microsoft put it there for you, or maybe it was a suggested prompt, and then you saved it? Microsoft didn't put it there, but it's Microsoft created it for you and you saved it. Maybe it was from the suggested tab in Copilot Lab. So you were like, oh yeah, that is a good one, I want to save it. So maybe that's what that is. We don't really have an explanation of if that's what it is, right, Darrell? We're just guessing on that one.
We are guessing, yeah. But I think it's a good educated. We know how Microsoft thinks, but we don't. But we think we do guess.
Sometimes we're very, very wrong, and we just shake our heads and say, why in the world would you do that, Microsoft?
I think part of the challenge with this screenshot is it's a render, clearly, because there's repeated stuff. And I think it's only hinting towards some of what this is going to be capable of, because I look at that second saved prompt, and it's got a variable in it.
Yeah,
when did person and file as part? Yeah, so 2 variables. That's not something I think we can do in saving our own prompts to reuse them later. I haven't seen that yet, so it feels like this is...
Yeah, I mean, you can do that now, but in that you can create that prompt, like you can say it, but so is this saying that when you go to save that, Microsoft is going to go, well, you did the slash, file name, so it's going to stick file in there instead of that file name. Maybe that's what. Or
maybe you've got to put square brackets around the thing that you want to be a variable, so then it will turn up and look like this. I don't know. Maybe
I really want to try it. So the middle of this month, we're going to be able to try it. So general availability worldwide, mid-November 2024, expect to be completed by late November. And then general availability for GCC is rolling out as BizChat is made available to customers in late November and completed by early December. This message also is, like I said, has a sister message. Maybe I don't know. And that is Microsoft 365 Copilot share a business chat, BizChat, prompt with a coworker, MC920305. Now take what we just said. You're going to be able to put in a prompt and save it because you want to reuse it. Well, you're going to be able to put in a prompt, get the answer, and go, ooh, you know what? Darrell's going to love this prompt. And I'm going to be able to click on it and say share and I'll be able to share it with Darrell. And he is going to, when I do that, he is going to be able to see that prompt and be able to reuse it. And even there's going to be a way for me to stop sharing that prompt. So it's kind of weird. Anyway,
yeah.
It's just that part I'm like, anyway.
Are we going to get like SharePoint level permissioning where I'll allow you to view it but not edit it? Or
yeah,
you can on-share it with other people in the organization?
Yeah, it seems like they put in a little bit more functionality in this than is required. Seems like to me. Like why should a prompt that was shared with me, so it's like an item, and now I can use it, but only in my example before, I shared it with Darrell, but he only gets to use it until I go, I don't want to share it anymore. So I hope
can I copy it to my library so that if Daniel decides to stop sharing it, then I can copy it and make it my own?
I would think so, but I also wouldn't think that it would be an item that you could stop sharing. So maybe I'm wrong, right? Darrell was talking about we know how Microsoft thinks. Well, sometimes we don't. But in the same way, we're going to be able to share these. Now, one thing that I do find interesting is in the first screenshot, first of all, the mouse cursor is huge. I just want to, but it's blue and huge. But see how it shows it share with a link? Well, share with link. Where's the save button that we were just looking at before in the previous message?
Yeah, I think so these are renders. Save.
These are these are renders. So I'm guessing there's supposed to be a save button there as well. So it's going to be kind of the same gesture.
Sorry, where, Daniel? Where? I can't see. Where are you referring to on the... Oh, that big red square? Is it the pointer?
I like the red square because, sometimes you can't tell where we're talking about.
Because that's where the pointer is.
No, that pointer's huge. Okay. I mean, there's worse things. It could be too small. So I'd rather it be too big. Anyway, so I like this. We've been talking about, ever since Copilot came out, we've been talking about how can I reuse my prompts? How can I share them with my coworkers? Because I found a really great one and it gives me the results that we need to collaborate, whatever. This is a built-in way to do it rather than there's been some other ways that we've, been using to get around this. So I'm glad to see it, right, Darrell, that these things are coming.
Yeah, certainly. I think because learning Copilot and adopting it as an organization actually takes a lot of sharing. While it's a personal experience for us to figure out what's going to be useful to us, we're inspired by what others find and share and discuss too. So this has given us those tools to help with adoption. I found this great prompt, Daniel. I'm going to share it from my library. Maybe you want to save it to your library too.
Yep. Rolling out worldwide late November, expected to be completed by early December. So different timeline, which I find interesting. General availability for GCC, it is rolling out same time frame. Late November through early December with the rollout of BizChat in GCC. So with this rollout, I know there's going to be users and organizations, they're going to have questions. And when they go into Viva Engage, wouldn't it be great to highlight those questions somehow, automatically?
I think so. Top questions. That's what I'd like to see. Oh, there's the feature. Microsoft Viva Engage, top questions in your communities, MC 920301, in this quick message coverage. It is good to see this feature. Within a community, it's going to bubble up and show you what are those top questions that people are asking and responding to or marking as best answer. This message is good in that it's given us a couple of good screenshots to first of all show where would we see this feature in our community. It's down at the bottom right and on that sort of side panel. And then we get a blown up view of that in what does this look like? The top questions and examples there of how do I edit my personal details in the company records. And there's an answer and a view. I guess we're not seeing the numbers there to determine whether or not this is a top question in this demo mocked up experience screenshot. But imagine a question that someone has asked, and there have been 5 different answers, and one has got marked as best answer, but there are 5 different answers, and people are actually helping to answer that. So this is going to help us to focus on top answers that are bringing value to the community, and it might even draw you into adding your own answers and your own value to those questions too. This is going to be available across any community. So you don't have to be set to just using Q&A or questions and answers. If you're asking questions in a community, then that'll be available there too.
Well, Darrell, this is
yes.
only in the last 90 days will these show up. And so
Good point.
I would really like a way, and this is one of those, hey, Microsoft, it would be really great if I, as a admin of the community, was able to take this question somehow and make it a permanent, featured thing in my community of here's an answer you're going to frequently asked question kind of section.
Yes. Yeah. I can imagine a tab there where we're using those responses to build a FAQ. Very cool.
Anyway.
All right. No, great. And this is what the show's all about. Imagine people and give that feedback too, not just to us. We love to see it in the comments. But go to answers.microsoft.com. Was it answers? No, it's feedback.microsoft.com. That's the feedback portal. And when is this available? Generally available worldwide, beginning mid-November and expected to be complete late December. Daniel, on the next. Okay. I can see there's going to be a lot of discussion here. But I need you to be super quick as we cover this because we're going to go into a deep dive. Streamline this conversation, please.
I will streamline it. Updated, because it was updated this week already, Microsoft Teams, the new streamlined chat and channels experience. This is MC 920179. That is correct. We are going to do a special episode that's going to dive deeper into this. But this is, frankly, this is messing around with probably the most used functionality in Teams. And so this is really, really important. The most used functionality is chatting, so group chatting or one-to-one chatting, and engaging in Teams. And those two are, yes, you're doing meetings, absolutely. You might be in the activity, but those two together is probably the bulk of what you're doing in Teams. And they're messing with it. So they're going to combine that view. So there is no more Teams button will be in Teams. It'll all be under chat. You'll be able to get to your Teams. I'm not saying that. Yes, you will be able to get to it, but it's going to be in one experience rather than a separated experience. You do have to opt in. That's it. That's all I'm going to say to you right now, because you're going to watch the special episode, and I don't know which corner it's going to be in, but it's going to be in one of the corners right now. It's going to pop up and say
top right.
Look at this thing. Look at this video, this special episode we're going to do for this. Rolling out timeline for public preview and targeted release mid-November, be completed immediately by mid-November. General availability worldwide late January of 2025, completed by early February 2025. And then for GCC High, and DoD mid-April 2025, completed by late April 2025. I just can't believe I'm saying April 2025. It feels like this year has gone by so quickly. You know what else has gone by so quickly is the information and overload for Copilot. And how in the world are we supposed to get good information about Copilot and how I can use it within my organization, Darrell.
Always changing. And even the people at the forefront creating this stuff struggle to keep up. So what better way to do this than do it as a community? So Microsoft Viva Engage, new features for the Microsoft 365 Copilot adoption community, MC921115. There is a Engage community that you can create within your organization to draw people in, to be able to discuss Microsoft 365 Copilot, to improve adoptions, share stories, talk about prompts, talk about scenarios. And we have covered this before. It's quite a cool thing, one of the first, or if not the first, where you can add members to this community based on licensing. If someone is licensed with Microsoft 365 Copilot, they can become members of this community. Fantastic. Leveraging Engage to discuss things about Copilot. What's new is the ability to take from can I call it this, a curated set of items, updates, things that have changed in Copilot, will be delivered into this community for community owners, and then they can check that out and go, yep, I would like to post this. Yes, I'll share this to my community. I think this is fantastic because it's helping to highlight certain things, makes it easier for community owners to help drive those conversations, and they've already got a nice post, and you'll see this in the screenshots, that they can, I believe you can edit it before you send it out.
Yep, that's right.
Yep, so you can do that. Change a few things, maybe if there's some specific tone or reference to certain things that the way that you've talked about Copilot in your organization, and then you can post that into the community. So certainly making this an easier job for driving adoption discussions around Copilot. Daniel, what do you think?
No, I agree with you totally. One thing I mentioned on the live sorting show that we did, it reminds me of maybe not necessarily the functionality, but the intent of when we were using the Microsoft 365 adoption kit, the site that you could deploy in your environment to help people learn and engage, adopt that, whether it's Teams or SharePoint or whatever. It was basically bringing in Microsoft content. It kind of reminded me of that. Microsoft's delivering this content to you, and then as the owner, that you're curating this content, you can go in and be like, I do like that, and so let's go ahead and I'll post it and make it available so everybody's. That's the whole point of this community, is for this particular community, is that all your Copilot users in there, they're learning how to use it. One of these posts will probably be would be something about the whole saving your prompts and sharing your prompts, right? That would be a perfect post in your Copilot community to make sure that your users know how to do that. So I think that is pretty slick, and I'm excited about this. And honestly, I'd like for Microsoft to expand this to more technology than just Copilot. I would love to have automatic communities for Loop or for Engage or whatever. Not Engage, because that doesn't make sense
because they're
but other products that are rolling out, that you are rolling out in your environment, that you are enabling, I guess is the way I should say it. Wouldn't it be great to be like, okay, I'm going to license these people, I'm going to select the product, and now they have it, and now they're automatically added. And then have that content be flowing in just like it is here. But anyway,
yeah.
I've gone on and on. I think it's a great idea.
I mentioned this too, but we didn't actually see this during our sorting show, but below the image is also talking about another feature that was announced in April but coming to this community soon.
The importer.
Importing answers, Q&A. So we talked about that as a wish list for the top questions. but here we have, like, maybe if we have created a Q&A document already to help import, this will generate the question and the answer pair, put it into the community so it's there and available to be searched and discussed and enriched.
Indeed.
So this is generally available beginning late October. I mean, it's rolling out now. Expected to be complete by mid-November this year. Got to stipulate that.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to what is this, Daniel?
Yeah, I know.
What is this?
Yeah, Darrell's like, I'm not a developer. What is this API? What does
API mean?
What does that stand for? Retirement of the SharePoint Send Email API, MC921752. Just a quick mention. Just want to let you know, if you have used this, yes, this is more a developer thing, but if you have used the Send Email API, and I saw people on social saying, yep, I, in fact, just implemented it. So we need to figure this out. It's going to be retired in a year, 2025, so October 31st. So you should update those components. If you're using that Send Email API to do things through SharePoint, and use something else, right? You should try to use, it talks about using Microsoft Graph to do this, or using Power Automate to do some of that functionality as well. But you need to switch how you're doing this, and so you have a year to do it. Don't wait. You know, we say this every time they announce a retirement. Don't wait until a month before. Go ahead and switch it now, and then you won't have to worry about the deadline. So again, it is October 31st, 2025 is when it actually will retire, but you need to take action now. Another thing you need to do to take action is you need to be using sensitivity labels to protect your content. Darrell, tell us about how we can do that with Loop.
Yeah, Microsoft Loop sensitivity labels are at the container level, or coming to the container level, MC923176. This is big news, and while it's it's not necessarily impactful directly to. Let me start that again. Of course, it's impactful to people using Loop. You can apply sensitivity labels today to Loop pages. Cool, that's great. But what you couldn't do until now is at the workspace level. And that means that the whole workspace will be protected by a sensitivity label. Great, use those labels because they are definitely more than a visual indicator. They do protect your information. Now, why this is impactful is that it will begin to open up more sharing guest experiences for those who want to invite guests into the workspace. Guest access to Loop workspaces was available earlier in the year, but only to organizations that weren't using sensitivity labels. Now that sensitivity labels is supported for workspaces, you'll be able to invite people as guests into your workspace. Now, it doesn't actually say that.
I was about to say, does it say that in the message, Darrell?
No, it doesn't, but it is going to be the flow-on effect. Maybe we need to wait for that to be a separate announcement, but this is definitely an important step to making that possible. There is something else that's coming in future around this rollout, and that is applying labels, sensitivity labels, to Loop components, such as collaborative meeting notes, or if you're adding a component to a Teams chat. So once that future update is available, that covers the whole ecosystem. Wherever Loop is sold and used will be covered by sensitivity labels.
When is that happening?
Oh, you mean that future rollout or this one?
No, this one. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like you're pushing me along here. When is this happening? Well, container levels will be available worldwide beginning late October, so now-ish, and expected to be complete early November. So it'll be already and done soon. And container level sensitive labels for workspaces. What is that? Is that a repeat?
Indeed it is.
Oh, it is. So in one sense, so they're splitting it out. It's the same feature, but it will be available in the Loop web app initially, as in now, and it'll be available in Loop apps for mobile in December. So from November through to December. That's the main difference between those two.
It's at the end.
Rollout dates.
How about we put that at the beginning of this line here?
Yeah.
Like, anyway.
Yeah, and not in brackets.
Right. Well, that is the show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. And don't forget to check out the special episode we're going to do, or we have done, on Microsoft Teams, streamlining the chat and channels experience. Give us a thumbs up for this video if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, thank you so much. We'd love for you to give us a 5-star rating on the podcast. Share out that episode so people can see it or listen to it, I guess, in your case. And make sure you come over onto YouTube and watch the special episode on Teams as well. We greatly appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you again. Bye for now.